Good morning and welcome to the North American Cup Series here in Vail, Colorado. It is a pleasant 65 degrees here in Vail, and we are about to kick off our bouldering semifinal. I'm Ahmed Touré, your commentator for this event, and joining me in the booth we have route setter Quinn Mason. Welcome to the booth, Quinn.
Hi, Ahmed. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Well, we'll get into the boulders here in a minute. It looks like everybody's started right now, actually. We've got Lila Kotke and Jacob Southern on the wall on boulder number 1 right now. But before we cut over to them, I know the route setting took quite a while last night. I'm really excited to see the results of all that work.
Yeah, it was a really long day of qualifying yesterday, and then we put the semifinals boulders back up after that and made sure to adjust them so they're hopefully at the right level for these athletes. So we were here till 2 a.m. and we're all very excited to see what happens.
Yeah. Well, the action is already kicking off. We've got Jacob Southern and Lila Kotke. Oh, I'm sorry. Pardon me. Looks like that's Lucas Parker, actually. Let's see if we got that correct.
I think that was the wrong title there.
Okay, that's okay. Then that's good. We do have Jacob Southern. I'm about to say, Jacob is Lucas did not look the same there. But yes, we've got Lila Kotke and Jacob Southern on the wall. Lila Kotke coming to us from Golden, Colorado. And I believe she climbs for Meg's team, Climb IQ, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Both of these boulders are going to be a really good test of the athlete's balance. The men's has a bit of a physical element as well, using those holds in the dihedral, those big circles out there. But the women's is really much more balance focused with a pop of power at the end.
Yeah, we saw that a little bit earlier with Lila's, I believe, second attempt on the boulder, and she got a good pop, but couldn't quite get the hand on the Waco there. How is that hold?
Yeah, well, it's a bit different than you might expect. That big white circle that she's going to is actually slippery on the inside, so a no texture. So even though the hold is actually quite high profile, the part that you're grabbing is slippery. So you need to be in a good body position in order to latch it.
I was about to say, it looks like, it did look like there's a little bit of sheen at the top there. I was definitely curious on whether that was completely no texture or not.
Yeah, how you can see the outside of those red holds shining, that's the texture that Lila's going to grab in the inside of that white dish. And that foothold that she's trying to stand on is not very positive, so it's about just really trusting it and kind of weighting it before it feels good, and then hopefully you'll find the right balance once you're up there.
Yeah, pretty low profile, those little cheetah dishes over there, so pushing off that foot is definitely going to be present a challenge for these athletes. And then if we're looking at Jacob on boulder number 1, you're right, these little circles. It's kind of hard to tell because I know that some of these have little divots in it where you can get a couple of fingers in, and some are just completely flat, and it's hard to see where the no texture and stuff is with these ghost holds.
Yeah.
That's why I really, really like them, and I think it really presents an interesting challenge, a reading challenge for the athletes as they approach the boulders.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And the bottom of this boulder requires you to stand on some pretty small footholds, and you can see Jacob's foot has been picking there kind of repeatedly. Yeah. We definitely noticed while we were climbing this that toe fatigue had a bit of a role in your ability to stand on these really tiny footholds that Jacob's trying to establish on right now.
Well, Lila Kotke finds the dish and manages to get that top as well. Great job from Lila. Yes, and this is neither of their first North American Cup events. I believe this is Lila's 4th. And Jacob, talking to him in ISO, he was saying it's about his 6th or 7th in it. Jacob's a really funny guy. He always keeps it light in the back there. All right, and that is going to be time for both of them. We're going to bring on our next 2 athletes. Next up, we've got Ava Walsh and Aiden Simmons. And there they are. 5 minutes on the clock for these athletes, and they are off.
Ava's another Colorado local. I think we'll see a lot of those at this competition.
That's right, yes. Ava plunged for Delta Performance. It's actually a buddy of mine, Andrew Stonewall Lee. Has a pretty deep roster of athletes in this semifinal. So it's he's doing something right over there for sure. And then over to the right, Aiden Simmons. Haven't seen him in too many of these events. I'm not sure if this is his first North American Cup or if he's just been hiding somewhere. But I'm anxious to see how he does at this event.
Yeah, I'll admit it's been really interesting over the last few years for me to go from feeling I knew almost every athlete to reading the roster and realizing that I know far less than half of them.
Oh yeah, these young bucks are just coming up and really presenting a challenge for some of these veterans here, and it's cool to see. It's keeping everybody on their toes.
Yeah, really fun to see young athletes coming in from different sports and bringing different skill sets, and just different psych. It's great for our community.
Absolutely. It keeps. I think it keeps the fire fueled for the next generation as well. Okay, well they can do it. They've made it their first try. Why not me?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Aiden finds the press there. Let's see if he can get his left foot up on the toe. Get that pressure going. Oh goodness! Looked like he almost had it there.
Yeah, this men's boulder, I think. It can be climbed in a kind of physical nature, but there's also a way to really find finesse and weight your feet in a way that you don't have to push too hard. And I think we just saw Aiden really pushing as hard as he could through that shoulder and wasn't quite able to make it work. And hopefully he might be able to find a balance point that's a little less physical.
Right, just get maybe the hips over the foot a little bit more in order to push up.
That classic slab technique.
Absolutely. The hips are your guide. And it looks like he is moving a little bit more to the left and is able to push a little harder here.
It'll be interesting. I would totally believe he could do it that way, but you can see on that pocket there's a blue foothold, and maybe you can't quite see there's also a little black foothold.
I do see that right over the the lip of the pocket there, and that he's brushing that right now.
Yeah.
How bad is that guy?
Well, they're not great, but I do think the order of operations is important. Like I said, I think he could maybe do it the way he's trying, but he hasn't tried standing on that blue foothold first instead. Right. It'll just be interesting to see how that plays out with the slab. There's sometimes a lot of wiggle room, but sometimes there's not. So it'll just kind of depend on where the athlete's at.
Yeah, and like you were saying, the boulder is similar in I would say in the use of the feet. It's very essential in getting to their zones. But very different levels of power and finesse on each boulder, which I find pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting method, going a little dynamic to the 10. All right, desperate times, desperate measures. There we go.
You're getting a little impatient there, but that's all right.
And that's the thing. I'm like I said, I haven't really seen Aiden at many of these competitions, but I love seeing these athletes, especially the newer ones, kind of come up and just kind of figure out their flow, really learn from the experience, and I'm sure we'll see him again, and it'll be just that much better on the next competition.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, with 1 minute left, let's see if they can make something happen here. Yeah.
Watching Ava on this boulder now, I think sometimes when you watch an athlete and they do a move fairly easily, like Lila was able to do to the zone, it's kind of hard to understand the difficulty and potential subtlety and nuance of it. And watching Ava now, I think it's highlighting better how you really have to find this exact balance point standing up on the left foothold that she's trying to, or else you're just going to peel off from the wall.
Right, and being a taller athlete as well, I'm sure that presents a bit of a challenge going for that step up, but bam, Ava made it work right there, and yep, and right there you could kind of see just how no texture that dish really is, because you can see the depth of it, but there's just absolutely no texture on that thing. You'll glide right off.
Yeah, having no texture is just such an exciting tool for route setters because it adds an element of unknown. And for separating a really strong field, it's a great tool, and we like to make use of it, even though sometimes it feels a little bit mean when you watch someone go for a hold they think is going to be positive, and then it turns out to be slippery.
Yeah, that's the worst thing ever. Exactly. All right, folks, and now we are on boulder number 2 as well. On boulder number 1, we've got Romany Bell and Quinn O'Franzia. And then joining us back on boulder number 2, Lila Kotke and Jacob Southern.
It's always more exciting as you get more and more athletes out on the stage. This semifinal is sure to be very action-packed in just a few more rounds of climbers. But I'm excited to see this next boulder. It's a very contrasting for both the men and the women to the first boulder. They've got much more powerful starts.
About to say, it gets a lot more like the incline is definitely a lot like steeper, and the boulders seem a lot more physical here.
Definitely.
Yeah, there's a bit of like on the women's number 2. Looks like that's just a more like physical, not really like coordination-y like type move here, unless like I'm not seeing something here.
Yeah, it's a bit of a potential paddle, like moving from one hold to the next in kind of quick succession. Mm-hmm. But you're right, it's not highly coordinated, I wouldn't say. It's more about like owning the holds, and I think there is potential that if you feel really good, you could stop on that first yellow dish.
Right. My goodness, and Romany Bell making quick work of boulder number 1. And that's going to be a top for her.
That was awesome. She made me a little nervous for a second there. I thought she was not seeing the finish hold.
Yeah, no, it's like she turned around to like check. Is like, oh wait, is this it? Yeah. Oh wait, no, there's more to do. There's more. But handled it just fine. And wow, there we go. Jacob Southern making the coordination move work there, the little paddle.
Yeah. And then the top of this boulder, it definitely stays quite exciting.
About to say, it seems like it's once that left hand is there, it's like but pulling over to the right and getting a press going on, and then I guess working your way back to the left to finish the top. That's that's a little bit of everything in this one.
Yeah, I think that last move is sure to provide us some entertainment throughout the round.
Excellent.
And really strong work from Jacob sticking that coordination move. The way that this boulder spits you're coming with a lot of leftwards momentum, and so slowing down on those 2 holds, even though once you're there it might be a relatively comfortable position, it's very physical and requires a lot of timing and precision.
Absolutely, especially with the holds being offset like that, just finding the exact hand position as you're catching it, I think is very, very important, and just figuring out the first move to the zone. Yeah. Like you said, it does not let up, it seems, after that. Gets into a pretty physical section right after. Yeah,
the style changes quite a bit too, which just provides a really interesting test for the athletes.
And tell me about, so boulder number 2 for the women, once they're on the zone, I'm thinking that they're needing to bring their feet up to the volume as well, and then get a little press going on onto the, I'm sure you can see it at home, but there's a little black, it's like a crimp up there.
Yeah, the last move is definitely a bit of a question, I think, for everyone. I'm sure that we're going to see a lot of different methods, depending on how many athletes we end up seeing up there. But I think it'll be tempting to want to go in a more controlled manner, and I'm curious to see if any athletes will be able to make that work. But there's definitely a fast and really powerful kind of Bosch method to get to the finish hold.
Jacob Southern making it work here. Oh my goodness. Woo! Little helicopter there, almost landing on Lila, but fortunately no collisions there.
Yeah, unfortunately it's quite challenging to fit 8 boulders on this wall while trying to make them interesting and exciting and 3-dimensional.
Honestly, I think that was as close as he could get, and then Lila's kind of pushing over to the right too. I think y'all did a good job with that.
Thank you.
Oh wow, and Quinn is doing something very different over there. Were we expecting anybody to try that, going left to the foot jibs?
I don't think that's something that we were too concerned about, just because if you did manage to do it that way, then good on you.
Yeah, honestly, right? No, you deserve it. You deserve it at that point.
Yeah, I think sometimes people, when they break beta, they're like, oh, they're proving the route setters wrong or something. But I think that if you can find a different way to do the boulder, then great, because oftentimes it requires a different set of skills, and so it like might be arguably harder. But if you can find a way to make it suit you, then that's great.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Oh goodness.
Yeah, and Jacob was showing us kind of exactly what we were hoping to see up there. So
he did really figure that out. I don't
Yeah.
think he tried the little toe catch at the end on the last attempt, but was very close on that burn. Very good. And there's our leaderboard right now. Jacob Southern with 9.8, and we've got nothing for Quinn O'Franzia and Aiden Simmons right now, but they're only on boulder number 1, so we'll see how that goes the rest of the comp. Romany Bell with a flash on boulder number 1, kind of setting the tone early, and that's kind of a wonderful place to be. You've competed like for a very long time as well, and
Yes,
I would imagine, and you've done a lot of competitions, so I'm sure you've been in all sorts of different positions, like at these comps, especially in the semi. But I would imagine there's a lot less. You're just feeling a lot better if you're like near like the bottom or in the middle, because like you have nowhere to go but up from there. Like, so I don't know, these first athletes coming up, especially just with no expectations, like, hey, I'm here, I made it to the semifinal, like, let's see if we can make the final. Like, I would imagine there's a little bit less pressure and they can have a little bit more fun just doing that.
yeah, I think definitely it depends on the athlete and the mindset that they're able to bring, but it can, if you're able to kind of take that mindset into a competition, I definitely think it helps. And then also I think being able to be okay with whatever athletes are doing beside you. Like sometimes it's hard not to be aware of the fact that, oh, this athlete in front of me just flashed this boulder.
Right, yeah.
But like I think you can use that to your advantage. Be like, all right, like it's doable, they can do it, I can do it, and kind of use it to build up your confidence. But it is also very easy to make it go the other way sometimes.
Such as competition, just managing like the comparison and just like locking in on what you can do and your strengths and just going for it like as purely as you can.
Always such a mind game.
And here on boulder number 1 now, joining us, we got Tate Jennings and Lucas Parker. On boulder number 2, we got Ava Walsh and Aiden Simmons back on the wall. All right. And Tate Jennings, another athlete from Delta Performance, and then Lucas Parker. It looks like he's from Boone, North Carolina, climbing for Center 45. Haven't seen Lucas at many of these competitions either, but congratulations to him being in the semifinal, and hopefully he can pull something out, and I'm sure everybody here is looking to be in that final, so good luck to all of them. Let's see.
Everyone here in the semifinal made it through a huge and stacked qualifier round either yesterday or some of the women competed Thursday night. So they'll definitely be a little bit taxed from it. The format for qualifiers is 3 hours and 8 boulders, 6 attempts to try to do them. So a lot of these athletes were climbing for a full 3 hours, giving it their all, and now they show up the next day at this semifinal with some very hard boulders.
Well, and yes, walking in the other before like qualifiers and actually being given that information, I was just like, wait, 6 attempts? Wow, that is okay. That's going to be on the wire. It's really about like execution. And then I was looking at the boulders as well, and I'm like, these are going to be really, really hard to execute like that. But I mean, I thought it was really perfect because if you look back on the results from the qualifier, you get a really interesting range of like our top athletes that you'll see here in the semifinal, almost topping all of them, like up to 7 boulders, and then like as we go down, I believe it took anywhere between like 3 and 4 tops, like for I think the 4 for the women and maybe 3 for the men, just to make it in the semifinal. So it's a very interesting spread, and you know, I think it just proves that in the qualifier in any of these events, every zone, every attempt just matters. So you got to give it your all every go.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, and
we're seeing Tate line up for the finish now on this first boulder.
Almost there. It's interesting looking at that foot. Does it pop out? Oh, there we go. I can see it a little bit more. It does pop out a little bit. Almost looks like it cuts in like from this angle, but There is a little bit of purchase on it, but very, very little. Very.
Yeah, it only really gets good as you're standing up on it, I'd say.
An incredible top from Tate Jennings there.
And an almost top from Aiden over on the men's 2 boulder. I'm definitely excited to see that one get done. I think we've gotten a good taste of what that top section is looking like.
Looks like it's, it looks like they're doing a pretty good job reading that boulder as well. And that will do it. And up next, we'll be bringing out our next 2 athletes to boulder number 1. And that's going to be Carolyn Schmeltikov and Austin Oviat. And if we take a look at our leaderboard, we got Romany Bell in first with a flash of boulder number 1, Lila Kotke with 24.8, Tate Jennings with 24.6, and then Ava Walsh with 9.5. And out next, we got Caroline, and on boulder number 1, it looks like we have Austin Oviat. Austin is definitely somebody I've seen at this event and many others like over and over again. Let's see. And Caroline, that she's a new one for me. But that's why I love these events. Every time like there's a new athlete, I'm just so like eager and surprised, like anxious to see what they do. All right. Well, folks, we are just kicking things off here again at Vail with our bouldering semifinal. We're going to take it to a quick commercial break, but don't worry, you'll be able to see the action while the commercials are running, and we will be right back.
For me, motivation comes from the chance to go faster and faster. I find speed pretty addicting.
You don't get a fire in your belly with a boring breakfast. You gotta light that sucker up with the good stuff. Kodiak stuff. Whole grains and a whole lot of protein stuff. Eating hearty sets the table for epic days ahead. Dig in and you'll see. It's wild what you and a real Kodiak breakfast can do. Proud sponsor of USA Climbing.
Out here. We play different. We don't play with whistles or referees. We play with adrenaline and euphoria. We play roughhouse with failure. We don't play games out here.
The power of we is all for one. It's all for you. It's always there for you. It completes your circle. It says you've got a team even when you're out there alone. And with Intermountain Health in your circle, you'll always have the care you need to live the healthiest life possible. That's the power of we. Intermountain Health.
All right, folks, welcome back to our bouldering semifinal here in Vail, Colorado for the North American Cup Series. We are back in the action, and joining with me in the booth, of course, we have route setter Quinn Mason. We are just taking a first look at boulder number 3 now. Please, walk us through boulder number 3 for the men and the women here.
We've got kind of another power test here for both the men and the women, but in a slightly different style, where the second boulders are a little bit more coordinated. sorry, getting distracted by Quinn getting close to that
All
finish hold
good.
there.
Yeah, of course.
The third boulders are a little bit more raw power, I would say. The women's has an emphasis on like some foot tension after the zone. The beginning is kind of really all in your arms, and the men's is, yeah, just kind of how hard can you squeeze. Definitely if your foot comes off, it's probably going to be pretty consequential.
About to say, it looks like some just good old-fashioned rock climbing on boulder number 3 for both the men and the women. Love to see it.
Definitely, and I think there's a factor of having come off of a powerful boulder already going into this one. It's really going to test the athletes. Not to mention we're at altitude here. I know that some might be adjusted to this, but some of the athletes are definitely going to be feeling it.
I'm from Texas, and I'll tell you what, I've been dying since I've been out here. It's the chest is tight often. So there's our leaderboard for the men right there. Jacob Southern with 19.6, Austin Oviatt with 9.8, tied with Quino Franzia, but then it will go back to our countbacks, of course. So we got 2 and 3 there. Aiden Simmons with 9.4. And of course, we have so many more athletes to come out, and so these scores, of course, will change quite a bit as the day goes on. And right now, we've got Dominique Ortiz. I think she goes by DJ, actually. So DJ Ortiz and Nathan Monti on boulder number 1.
Yeah, and as we were talking earlier about seeing a bunch of new faces and young athletes coming out, it's also really fun to see a few returning faces. DJ is actually someone that I grew up with on my youth climbing team. And she's returning to competition now just this year on the USA climbing level. And I think that the climbing has become a really young sport in a lot of ways. And it's fun to see some adults returning to it. I think it's really what the sport needs, because there's definitely a bit of a burnout age, and you see the field remaining pretty young, and it's just helpful to have some veteran faces and fun to see people returning to the competition.
About to say, and veteran indeed, and she's doing pretty well right here, just trying to get that step up going. But too, in addition to what you're saying, even in the qualifier the other day, it was actually such a treat to see Megan Martin come out and just go out and show out. Honestly, she did pretty well for all the things happening in her life right now. I'm like, you even have the time to even come out here and still crush it like this. Is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's what our sport needs. We have such an incredible young generation coming up, but I think if you don't have some, I'm saying older, DJ's only 24, we're really not talking all that old, but it's really helpful to just have a rounded field, and it's definitely not easy to maintain life balance while trying to compete at a high level. So I really appreciate seeing folks showing up past their teenage years. It just gets harder and harder, I think, and so I really like seeing those athletes out on the field.
Yeah, I do think it's easy for folks, especially with all athletes, I think through all sports, to forget that these are that they are human beings with lives of their own, and they've got other stuff going on, and but they still manage to come out here and show out and make a great show for all of us here and y'all at home. So it's I don't know, it's a wonderful thing, and it's just elevated here at Vail, I think.
Yeah. And now we're seeing Ava make some progress on this middle women's third boulder. She's doing that opening sequence really well.
Managed to stick the zone. And I actually really like the zone hold. I believe it's one of those newer Vezi holds with 3 different textures on it. I was feeling around on it the other day, just when it was out on the spray wall. All right. Well, we just got word that we're going to be canceling women's number 2. I'll be hopefully getting some information on why we're doing that here in a moment, but it looks like we're going to be skipping that one, and the women will have 3 boulders. But like I was saying with those Vezi holes, 3 different textures on them, and I was feeling around. I'm like, oh man, this is so fun and mean at
Yeah.
the same time. I'm like, where do I put anything? Like, it's so hard to see.
Yeah, the shape is pretty basic. As you can see, it's kind of just like a bit of an egg-shaped hold.
Right.
But yeah, where you place your hand, you're going to kind of experience a bunch of different textures, and it kind of throws off how well you feel on that hold. And yeah, we can see Ava there trying to navigate the feet for the next section of this boulder. That's where it's interesting. It's still a very powerful boulder, but the way that you use your lower body is really important to complete the second half.
All right. Oh, well, and Aiden making it work like a little bit, trying to get to the zone on number 3. He's hit it a few times, but generating off of that going to the other sloper is proving to be quite difficult. All right, and of course, my buddy over there, Nathan Monty, I absolutely love seeing. This is certainly not his first, I think he's in the double digits when it comes to North American Cup events. But yeah, just always a pleasure to have him around. He's always got a big smile on his face and just enjoys the moment, like in every moment. Love to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely one of my favorite athletes to watch. He brings just such a great perspective to competing, I think.
Absolutely. And there's our leaderboard for the women. We've got Romany Bell in first, Lila Kottke in second, Tate Jennings, Ava Walsh, Caroline Schmeltikoff, and DJ Ortiz. And now you're her friend. I assume it's DJ, like she likes to go by.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll keep that going. We'll keep. All right, and up next, we've got Gwyneth Noller and Aiden Harris on boulder number 1. And it looks like all of our boulders are filled except for women's number 2. I did get some information that they canceled that due to athlete safety. Hopefully I can get a little more specifics on that and exactly what the issue was there. I would imagine my assumption was maybe I don't know, maybe it's the fall zone, but I don't know. I think seemed okay for me, but I'm a risk taker, so who knows?
Yeah,
I'm probably not the one to ask.
it's unfortunate, but it's always a priority to keep athletes safe. It'll definitely change the feeling for the women's round a little bit. Having only 3 boulders makes it a little less forgiving. If you have a bad boulder, it just makes it a bit harder to make up the scores, but I think it'll be all right. We still have some really varied styles within the 3 boulders that are still running in the women's round. This last one is coordinated and kind of really about like fast feet and then keeping your composure for the finish. So I think that we still have a really great test for the athletes, even though it is a bit unfortunate that we've lost one of those boulders.
And then men's number 4, it looks like there's a bit of coordination in the first half of it as well. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like if they are going to pop up like that, they also need to shift over to the right pretty quickly in order to get underneath that teal sloper there. Oh, well, never mind. There you go. Yep, there's the shift over to the right.
Yeah, I think that there's maybe multiple ways to do that coordination, but Jacob really found it, made it work there.
Wow, steezy indeed. My goodness. Jacob Southern with the top on boulder number 4, making it look good.
Yeah, that was awesome. And I think if I remember correctly from the past, Jacob is really good at this sort of bouncy style.
Right.
You could see how quickly he just committed to that finish move as well.
Oh yeah, it took him absolutely no time to just set up and nail that thing. It was great.
Yeah, so I think that suited him really well. It was fun to see him go out on a good note this round.
All right, well folks, we've got 7 full boulders up right now. Again, on number 1, we've got Gwyneth Noller and Aiden Harris, giving it their best on boulder number 1. We take a look at boulder number 2, and it looks like we've got Austin Oviatt making some moves here. Looks like he's figured out the beta, but it is, it's definitely no picnic trying to shift over to the left like that. All right.
I was just kind of curious there, seeing Quinn maybe walk off the pads. I didn't quite catch what was going on with this.
Yes, I'm not
third
sure.
boulder.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was if he got the zone already and maybe was just like, okay, well, let's rest up for the last boulder.
Yeah, I think that may have been the case. He did get the zone, and it's definitely a really hard boulder problem, and it takes a lot of skin. So sometimes it's a strategy to just know, like, I'm not going to be able to get this one done. I'm pretty tired. I'm going to maybe save a little bit.
He's definitely a strategist. I've noticed from like previous competitions and stuff. It's not the first time I've seen him like walk up a little earlier, like on a boulder, but it always does seem like it's like, okay, well, I need more in the tank for that last one, or just to ensure like I get enough rest for that last boulder.
Yeah.
Or just the next boulder if he knows it's going to be physical or whatever it may be.
Really exciting. Just a moment ago, seeing Lila getting close to that coordination move on the final women's boulder. She was doing it with like a kind of double foot hop.
Right, like a right and then another right, like going into it. But
Yeah, I think there's a few ways to make it work, and definitely part of the challenge is like deciding on your method and executing within your 5 minutes.
oh, there we go.
She's definitely found something that's going to work, and I hope she can get it done.
I think it's just, yeah, it seems like just a matter of hitting that pink side pole at the right spot and just making sure her feet are also like in the correct spot when it comes to like the landing. So a lot of out and in going on here.
Yeah. With a short boulder like this, it's always worth pulling on with just a few seconds left. Where we see
Absolutely,
Lila
up right here. Come on.
Oh, close.
Yeah, it looked like the beeps definitely cut to her a little bit at the end there, but yeah, still excellent effort all around. And there's our leaderboard for the men. Jacob Southern with 44 points, taking the lead, and we got Austin Oviatt, Quinn O'Franzia, Aiden Simmons, Lucas Parker, and Aiden Harris and Nathan Monty. All right, and we've got our athletes back out on boulders 2, 3, and 4, and we are going to be welcoming Mia Bawendi.
Yeah.
Mia Bawendi on boulder number 1, and Ami Agato on boulder number 1 as well. And you know Mia pretty well, is that right?
Yeah, well, I haven't seen Mia in a number of years now, but we grew up competing together. I believe we were 1 year apart in age, but I've been competing on the national level since I was, I think, 9, so I maybe have known Mia for around that long.
Wow.
She's from the Northeast, I think Boston area originally, and was a really strong youth competitor, and then kind of took a step back from competition for a bit. And I know she pole vaulted some in college, and now she's back to competition climbing, works some as a route setter.
Oh, wow.
Excited to see what she can do here.
On boulders number, like, wow,
Yeah.
four for both the women and the men. It looks like we're going to get a top. Incredible work.
That was some really fast work from Ava on that coordination.
And, not quite getting it, Aiden, but like, he's got plenty of time to give another like solid attempt on that. Incredible work.
Yeah, exciting action on the right side of the wall here.
About to say, I was about to start talking about Ami, but like my eyes like caught the end there, and I was like, oh wow, we've definitely got to talk that up right now. Incredible top from Ava. Looks like honestly, if Aiden follows suit one more time, I think that we'll probably see another top of men's number 4 as well. And then of course we have Ami Agato on men's number 1. Ami is somebody I've known for quite a while, one of those Texas boys, and he's really started to like show up, especially like last season and this season. Definitely making like the semifinals a lot more, going to like the more like fun comps like River Rock and stuff like that, and starting to make a name for himself. So happy to see it.
Yeah, definitely a name that I've come to see a lot more, and I'm hoping that we can see some good slabbing action on this first boulder. It's proven to be quite difficult for the men, but I definitely believe that we can see it get done.
Yes,
hopefully someone just comes out wearing some stiffer shoes. I think that could help, honestly.
Right, yeah. I think, like, actually looking back, I believe we've only seen really one zone on boulder number 1 for the men. So, yeah, I'm interested to see as we get more athletes out here, see how they do on it.
Wow, that was exciting.
Aiden is, he's so close, he can taste it, I'm telling you.
it seems like he's opting for a method of kind of hopping the foot up, whereas we saw Jacob use a palm going to that finish hold.
And I do think the palm seems to be the better method, considering there's no texture up top on that sloper, correct?
Yeah, but it's always exciting to see what athletes can make work.
Oh yeah. If you press down hard enough, you can make those things sticky.
Yeah, absolutely. And getting some good insight there on how hard that men's 3 boulder is.
Yes, with Lucas Parker over there, it's really, really difficult. It seems everybody is struggling to move off of the 10, or even getting to the 10 is difficult, but moving off of it seems to be a real struggle for all the athletes.
Yeah, this style of boulder it kind of feels like Velcro. You're just hitting these really open-handed holds and trying to create a lot of pressure with open hands and hoping that you can get some positive friction. Sometimes it can be a little bit skin dependent. If someone has really sweaty skin, it can definitely make things a little bit harder. But luckily it's not too hot yet, so hopefully we'll see some good progress.
Oh my goodness, all right. Well, like you said, different methods indeed. He didn't even really use the undercling there and was able to pop up left and get the top.
Yeah, just found that balance point. That was awesome.
Excellent work from Aiden Simmons there.
Now we see Nathan getting up towards this finish hold again.
He's made it a couple times, doing it a little differently here, opting to not use that right hand. And the press, oh, there he goes. All right, he's back into it.
Wow, close.
Very close, and honestly, just the first half of that boulder, like he was just, like, Nathan is also one of those climbers that is very explosive and dynamic and makes these coordination moves like look way easier than they actually are.
Yeah, and it's no small feat, just even getting up to the end of that boulder multiple times within your 5 minutes, like that's absolutely taking a tax on all of the athletes who are able to do that. So it's always fun to see them fighting to get those last minute points.
Absolutely. And up next on boulder number 1, we've got Mina Kanan. And it looks like we've got Eric Schmiel on men's number 1. Mina's fairly new to the scene. In fact, I believe her first competition was, or North American Cup was in Bridgeport, our last North American Cup competition. It's excellent to see her back here for boulders as well. Seems like a very well-rounded athlete.
Yeah, there's a really strong crew from the CRG Atlanta gym that Mina's coming from. I saw them during the qualification. They were kind of all moving around as a unit, working on boulders together.
Oh yeah.
Fun to see that camaraderie.
Oh, absolutely. I saw it in Bridgeport as well. They're definitely like you said, a unit. All right, Romany Bell on boulder number 4. Next to Quinn O'Franzia.
Wow, nice work from Quinn on that coordination move.
Right, with plenty of time left, he's got a lot of time to set up and make sure that he hits this just right.
Yeah, this position that he's in is relatively comfortable, but it kind of just provides you more time to second guess and figure out what you actually want to do for the top, which can add an interesting element of challenge when you're there and you just have so many thoughts flowing through your head of how to approach the next challenge.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to go and see what happens, and you might even just get lucky, but at least if you do fall on that attempt, it seems like you get a lot more information and the confidence builds a little bit more.
Yeah, totally. And sometimes you see athletes that just climb really intuitively and they'll get into a position and it's like they move before they even have really realized what's going on, and I feel like we almost saw that from Jacob Southern there, and he just committed and made that finish move look relatively easy, even though we know it's not.
And looking at Romany, that was a very interesting way of getting to the zone right there. She opted to cross left and catch the 10 with her left hand as opposed to popping twice with the right. Seemed to work for her. Let's see if she can replicate it and get that top. And boulder number 3 for the men just seems so brutal.
Yeah, sometimes it's really hard to set a power boulder, and I mean, you just nailing the level on it can be really hard when you have 24 athletes in one round, from the lower end to the top. I'm sorry, my voice keeps going.
Oh, you are good. No worries. All right, and there, again, we've got Eric Schmiel on boulder number 1 there.
Yeah, and just continuing that thought on this men's 3 boulder, we have no idea what's going to play out. Oh, and Quinn almost getting the top of this
Let's
fourth
see if
boulder.
he can get that second hand on there, and he does.
But from the whole field, there's just such a wide range of abilities, like in specialties. Some of these athletes are really good at the power and not so good at the slab or coordination, or vice versa. And so as this round plays out, maybe we'll see some different action on the men's 3, but it's definitely not going to be an easy one to get done.
Absolutely, it does seem like it's a very well-rounded round, this semifinal. With the mix of like slab, coordination, and power, and just sheer strength, like as well.
Yeah, our power boulder is still waiting to see tops. Getting close there on women's 2 or 3. Well,
yes, and
2.
men's 2. Yeah. Well, we moved 2 exactly, but men's 2 is getting like almost annoyingly close. I'm sure for the athletes, like we're right there. I can see the top hold. It's just like getting that timing just right, and it looks like Mina Kanan will get the top of boulder number 1 with 15 seconds remaining. What a clutch round for her so far. But I'm sure that's going to like build some confidence going into the next ones, especially knowing there's only 2 more boulders left.
Yeah, we saw some early tops on women's 1, and then, but it's proven to still be quite a test for the field, kind of going back and forth on anywhere from some tops to some no zones on that one.
All right, and there's our leaderboard. Quino Franzio, 44.3, Jacob Southard, 44, Aiden Simmons, 43.7, Austin Oviatt, 19.8, Lucas Parker, 19.5, Nathan Monti with 10, Aiden Harris with a 9.9, then we got Eric Schmiel, Ami Agado with 0 so far, but they have just started, so keep an eye out for them still. And up next, we've got another Texas native, Eva Mijares. She's been coming up on the scene a little bit more as well. And alongside her, we've got Ethan Anderson. Yes, Ethan is from Spokane, Washington.
Yeah, I know Ethan trains with some of the Seattle boys. There's a Vertical World Climbing team is out there. That's the climbing team I grew up on. And I think Ethan often travels with them a bit or just makes some time to train with them. So he's really made some huge improvements over the last few years.
They're quite a tight crew as well, the Vertical World team, and everybody like kind of surrounding that. I love to see it.
Yeah, I think the Pacific Northwest is like its own little bubble sometimes.
Oh yeah, well, Tyson has made a pretty incredible program out there. So yeah, shout out to Tyson indeed. And of course, we've got to shout out our sponsors as well. But our big sponsors, Celsius, just providing like the sponsorship right here for our GoPro Mountain Games and the bouldering. So shout out to Celsius. If you're walking around town in Vail Village, definitely go to one of those booths and grab one. If you're at home, go to the store and grab one after the comp, of course. All right, and it looks like Eva has made it to the zone, just needs to push for that no-text dish, and let's see if she can stick it here. And there goes Lucas Parker as well on boulder number 4. Nathan Monti making like some progress actually on men's number 3. Looks like he actually made got some good movement over there. Kind of shook his head a little bit in a positive way, so I think he believes it can happen.
Yeah, and now we've got Ami lining up the finish here.
Got a piece of it. Didn't look like he shifted enough to the left to make that toe catch work.
Yeah, it's you really, it seems like you got to stay pretty close to the wall there to make it look comfortable. I think early on seeing Jacob on it was maybe one of the closer athletes we've seen so far.
Yeah, on his last attempt there, it was incredible, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm feeling hopeful that we'll see someone get it done for us, but time will tell.
Time will tell. It is still early in this competition. And there goes Nathan Monty again on men's number 3, and he sticks the compression. All right, and this is as far as we've seen anybody get on men's number 3 so far. One move away from the top. Let's see if he can get it.
You can see that leg shaking. Oh man.
Foot pops off, and honestly, like looking at that foot right here, where we got a pretty nice view of it actually from the booth, but it is, that thing is not good. There is barely any texture on that, and it's completely on the side.
Yeah, it is not great. It's kind of like a no texture ball that has a half scoop of texture out of it. Oh yeah,
yeah, there we go. Like, yeah, exactly. And you see, I'm sure he's wishing that was turned a little bit more to the left, like for that move. But so it goes. Like, got to figure out if you're gonna just press on that no tech and just make sure that okay, I'm gonna keep that pressure on and make it up there, or figure out a way to use that texture somehow. All right, and Eva Mijares had that top on women's 1. If you didn't catch that. True to form, I believe that was either second or third attempt.
Yeah, that she was looking super solid on that style. Got a lot going on.
Oh, wow.
The last
and
30
Tate
seconds.
Jennings with the double hand, double foot there. Let's see if she can make this final move. Not quite, but still a little time to make it happen, 15 seconds. Ami really speeding it up as well. And that will do it for Ami, and it looks like that's going to be it for Tate as well. Oh my goodness. Lucas Parker almost making it happen there at the end. That was cool.
I love those last 10-second attempts, especially when your round is about to be over as an athlete. There's just really an element of why not, you know?
Yeah, there's nothing to lose.
Yeah, give it a go. Some crazy things can happen. It's a boulder that seems like it might need 30 seconds. All of a sudden, when you need to make it happen, it could be a 10-second boulder. So.
Oh, yeah. All right, and up next on boulder number 1, we are welcoming Maya Madere and Liam Anderson. Definitely gotta keep neutral here, but I've known Maya for quite a long time. She's an Austin native as well. So love to see her still coming out to these competitions after a pretty long career.
Yeah,
honestly.
She's probably one of the more experienced athletes that we are going to see in this competition.
And then inversely, Liam Anderson. I know he's one of the Arkansas boys, and it's cool to see him actually come out and onto the scene a little bit more, especially this high on the leaderboard, coming into the semifinal. That was not I think very expected for a whole lot of people, but I love seeing him here. Yeah. Making good work here on 1 as well. Managed to find the press.
Yeah, and we're seeing Gwen make some work on this middle power boulder. I think this is somewhere where she definitely has the ability to excel. Quite a strong climber.
On that, what I guess we could call it Tri-Tex.
Yes. Yeah.
That zone right there.
Exactly, and she's going for a pretty accurate hold there. Getting close, but you definitely really need to own that zone well to give yourself a bit of margin going towards that next hold, just because it's a pretty small target.
Right, it does seem like there needs to be a little bit of a lock-off going on the bottom, just to make sure that you can hit that accurately enough. Just with too much force, it just seems like you'll spit right off of that crimp.
Yeah. We just saw Maya get spit off by that no-tex circle up there. She was looking good though on the slab. Hopefully we'll see her get back up there and learn that hold is slippery and maybe go to it with some different momentum next time.
Right, a little more finesse, just just getting hitting that just right to go there. I've got to ask what your feelings are, especially as a route setter. I've seen some athletes just wipe and maybe even lick their hand before hitting these no textured holds. How do we feel about that?
Well, unfortunately, it does help.
Yeah.
Having a bit of a wet hand or just not a super chalk actually doesn't really help that much on no tex. It kind of just adds to the slipperiness of it. So I think it's a good strategy to at least kind of try and wipe your hand off a little bit. It's unfortunate that licking your hand can be helpful. I think you're not really supposed to do that, but I don't know if that's official in the rules.
Right, I will have to check on the rules right there.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something that'll be introduced a little bit later.
Yeah. But long story short, I just really don't know how I feel about it as a competitor. It's one of those things where when you're climbing on it, sometimes it's kind of a bit of a type 2 fun, but it just makes things more interesting. So part of the game.
Of course. All right, and Maya once again making it to the zone there. Let's see if she has a better go going for that no textured dish.
Yeah, taking her time, setting up with these feet.
Austin Oviatt as well on the last move of boulder number 4.
Two athletes lining up for the finish moves here.
With 1 minute left, let's see. And Austin Oviatt making it happen. Maya not quite there.
Great work from Austin. I was thinking for both of them, hearing that 1 minute beep when you're sat right below a finish hold, trying to figure out how you're going to make it work, it adds a little bit of a challenge, just knowing that you're getting low on your time and you need to make a decision.
Right, the pressure starts to build at that point.
Yeah.
But Maya's got still some time to figure that out along with these other athletes here. And we got a good shot of Liam Anderson
For me, motivation comes from the chance to go faster and faster. I find speed pretty addicting.
You don't get a fire in your belly with a boring breakfast. You gotta light that sucker up with the good stuff. Kodiak stuff. Whole grains and a whole lot of protein stuff. Eating hearty sets the table for epic days ahead. Dig in and you'll see. It's wild what you and a real Kodiak breakfast can do. Proud sponsor of USA Climbing.
Out here. We play different. We don't play with whistles or referees. We play with adrenaline and euphoria. We play a rough house with failure. We don't play games out here.
The power of we is all for one. It's all for you. It's always there for you. It completes your circle. It says you've got a team even when you're out there alone. And with Intermountain help in your circle, you'll always have the care you need to live the healthiest life possible. That's the power of we. Intermountain Health.
Well, all right, folks, we are back, and I'm sure you guys have been seeing the picture-in-picture there, but that incredible burn on boulder number 3 for the women there, almost securing that pinch, and I think that's the closest we've seen.
Yeah, Mia Bowendi giving a taste of what the upper section of that boulder's like. It's definitely not over up there, not until you have both hands wrapped around that giant blue ball. It's definitely a fight to the end.
And of course, joining us now on boulder number 1, we've got Isabella Orner and Landers Gaydosh. Isabella goes by Izzy. I know she's. This is certainly not her first time, at this event even. Certainly not her first North American Cup. I think I asked her how many things she thinks she's done, and she was just like, lots. I can't keep counting at this point. So definitely experienced athlete here. Excited to see how she does.
Yeah, and we have Nathan looking at the top here, making it happen.
Sticking it. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And like you said, that crimp is it's pretty gnarly. It's, and especially getting up there, with the offset pinch there, it's kind of interesting and difficult, I would guess, to manage how you're going to be pulling on it and the pinch at the same time.
Yeah, Landers is making good work of this lap so far. This last move is pretty tricky. You can see it, the finish hold is blocked, meaning that blue hold kind of gets in the way of going to it. Oh wow, but
makes it look,
maybe finding a little screw hole to crimp in the wall and making it happen.
Yeah.
First top, I think, of that men's slab.
I believe so. First top on boulders number 1 for the men. Incredible work from Landers Gaydosh.
We still got 1 minute left for these athletes. DJ trying to get some points on the board here. Getting close to getting this zone.
Interesting method there, trying to, I guess, pinch the, outside of that super underneath the pink side pole on the zone.
Yeah.
Honestly, it looks like it could work right there. And, ooh, she's getting closer and closer, and there's still time to get it done.
Yeah, Mia giving such good effort on this middle boulder here. Every attempt that you get up there, you're maybe learning a bit more, but you're just also getting more and more fatigued. So to see her still getting up to that zone at the end of the 5 minutes is really impressive. Just speaks to her strength and power endurance.
That's it for Ami Agato as well, and fantastic effort from DJ there.
Yeah, climbing till the very last second.
And there's a quick look at our leaderboard. We've got Ava Walsh, followed by Tate Jennings, Romani Bell, Eva Meharis, Lila Kotke, Mina Kanan, Mia Bowendi, Caroline Schmiltikoff, Maya Madera, Gwyneth Noller, Isabella Orner, and DJ Ortiz. All right.
We're still waiting to see tops on men's 2 and 3 and women's 3 as well. Hopefully, as we work into these later athletes that qualified a little bit higher in the semifinal, we'll see some more action on those boulders that haven't been topped yet.
Yes, this is of course in reverse order from from how they qualified in qualifications. So it's not always the case, but in general, we tend to see some of the stronger athletes starting to pull out a little bit later in the semifinal round. So yeah, I'm seeing how close people are to getting tops right now. I'm pretty excited to see how the rest of the field fares on boulder number 3. And of course, joining us on boulder number 1, we've got Matsi Havorka and Francesco Militari. Moxie is actually I believe she's a BA alumni athlete. Shout out to them and Mike Rogu, out there, incredible program, great coach, love the guy. Shout out to you, Mike. And we are off here. Ooh. You got it. Yeah, it looks like you were saying before, like for some stiffer shoes, looks like Francesco decided to give it a little change. Can't tell what he's wearing right there from where we're looking, but
I think he's got an Andra Comp on his right foot now. But yeah, there's a lot of different climbing shoes out there, and there's kind of not one shoe that's good for everything. There's some that get close, but we'll see a lot of athletes come out in a softer shoe, meaning that it's just a bit more mobile, like the rubber can move around the shapes that they're trying to stand on a bit more easily. But the downside to those shoes is when it comes to standing on a really small foothold, you don't have that much support in your foot, so you're kind of just like putting all that weight through your big toe, which is not easy. So we might see some athletes come out with a second pair of shoes to be able to change into something that suits the boulder a bit better. And yeah, a stiffer shoe on this men's first boulder could definitely help out a bit. So maybe that's why we saw a bit of a shoe change there.
And we did get a little bit more information on women's number 2 and why it was canceled. Obviously, like we can see Liam right here on men's number 2. As he's going off for this finish hold, let's see if he can catch it. But that fall zone, it does bleed into the women's fall zone a little bit, so we don't want anybody falling on top of each other. And considering the fact that nobody was able to get any points on the board early on, it was definitely like just the call to make at the right moment, just to remove that boulder from the field. Yeah. Kind of a bummer. Like we don't like to see that like happening, but you know, safety of the athletes is priority. So
yeah, we saw Aiden top the men's 4th boulder there, making pretty quick work of it. He's wandering off stage now. That's the end of his round.
Yeah, it's always like funny watching these athletes kind of cut across like as soon as they're done. Just looking at the previous boulders, be like, what could I have done differently? They're still kind of in it.
Yeah, though Aiden with that top is now in first place based off of the number of attempts that he took to get his score. So
excellent work.
Great work from him.
Let's go, Gwen. All right. And like we were saying before, as far as the shoe switching and everything, that seems to be a little par for the course now, isn't it, with these like more elite athletes, like bringing multiple pairs of shoes out to the floor just to be prepared for anything they might face. Right?
Yeah, and Francesco's switching back now, maybe feeling some indecision. I know the feeling when you're trying something and you're like, oh, maybe I should try this, maybe I should try that, but every time that you go to switch your shoes, you're just taking time away from being able to actually climb, so it's a hard decision to make as an athlete.
Right, like the clock is still going to be running, so and they're not going to give you additional time to get those shoes on or make it happen, so it just makes those attempts, I believe, much more, like, a little bit more stressful, that much more important.
Yeah, and closing out another round, it's definitely proving to be a difficult set of boulders, but that tends to be what you want in a semifinal round, just because you're cutting the field down from 24 to 8 people for the finals.
That's right.
So it's tends to be a slightly more difficult round. It's okay if you don't see quite as many tops, because it's more about just whittling out the field and getting those top 8 competitors. So you want to make sure that you've set hard enough for the top end of the field. Right.
You're really trying to set for those top 8 just to see, like, and make sure there's good separation there and make that pretty clear cut. And then, just to make for a more interesting final.
Yeah, giving us, hopefully, as setters, a little more info on what the athletes are capable of, so that we can make sure the final is a really good show.
All right, and up next here, looks like we got Annika Shoemaker and Jackson Dendy. I believe this is Jackson's first North American Cup event, and he's definitely made a name for himself on the youth scene. I believe he was bouldering national champion last year for his age category, so it's good to see him here with the elite crowd now. See how he handles it.
Yeah, it can be a difficult transition going from youth to the elite, but whoa.
And there goes Ethan Anderson on boulder number 3.
And Lander's almost making the top of that men's 2 boulder work. Another athlete that's had a lot of success on the youth side and making the transition into the elite field right now.
So yeah, now we are starting to see like, absolutely. Now we're seeing landers like pop up like crazy now. He was another one like that I definitely saw a lot in the youth scene, and it's kind of crazy to see how much bigger he's gotten actually since then.
Seeing Ethan brushing now on that men's 3. He did just get pretty close to the top up there, but unable to find the position. It seems like it kind of made him want to go fast to the finish there. I don't know for sure what the best method will be. It's hard to press something out slowly when you've just done a really physical boulder, but I hope we can see him get back up there and give it another good go.
Yeah, he's given himself plenty of time to give it a really good burn again, or maybe even 2 like solid burns on this boulder.
Ethan was one of 2 athletes, I believe. Maybe there were more, I could double check, but to complete one of the harder power boulders from the qualifier. So definitely will be exciting to see what he can do on this men's 3.
Yes, there were definitely a couple of boulders in the qualifier where I was just like, wow, that is just, whoever gets that's going to be pretty incredible. But I think I'm really thinking about boulders number 5 and 4 from the other day. And
yeah.
There goes Ethan again. Ami Agado on boulder number 4. Manages to get one hand on the top, and there's the second. Ami Agado with the top on boulder number 4. If we take a look to the left, Annika Shoemaker.
Wow.
Gave it another burn.
So close again on that finish.
And right now we've got Eva Miharis on boulder number 3.
And Lander's getting so close again on that finish move.
Eva getting the pinch. Let's see if she can make her way over the top. Wow. Very, very good burn from Eva Miharis there. Looks like very bunchy, like trying to bring the foot up and step up into the finish hold there.
Yeah, but Eva was making really great use of her feet, trying to take a little bit of weight off those hands and just keep tension so that you're never like having to hold a foot cut up there.
And now we've got Annika Shoemaker on boulder number 1, manages to snag the zone. Let's see how she handles this no textured Waco here.
And that zone hold that she's grabbing does not offer that much. It's really kind of just a placeholder for balance. You can see her kind of fiddling with it a bit, but you're not really going to be able to pull off of it very much. It's mostly about standing up on that foothold.
Right, it seems like there's a bit of a rock over like going on more. It's more about the hips and that what it seems like it's nothing you can really pull on, but like your thumb gets a little bit of action like on that zone. All right, with 7 seconds, one more attempt here. Excellent, excellent burn. And there we go with our leaderboard once again. Of course, we still got a lot of athletes to go through all 4 boulders, but we got Ava Walsh, Tate Jennings, Romani Bell, Eva Miharis, Mina Kanan, Lila Kotke, Mia Bawendi, Caroline Schmeltikoff, Maya Madeir, Gwyneth Noller, Annika Shoemaker, Moxie Havorka, Isabel Orner, and DJ Ortiz. All right, and up next we've got no stranger to these events as well, Ava Koptanovich on boulder number 1, and next to her we've got Nicholas Karolidis.
Both of these athletes are pretty experienced, have definitely been in this position before.
That's right. And of course on boulder number 2, 3, and 4 for the men we've got Francesco Militari, Liam Anderson, and Eric Schmiel. And then for the women, we've got Moxie Havorka back on the wall, along with Maya Madeir and Mina Kanan. Nicholas with their first attempt on boulder number 1. Made a little bit of progress there. Still plenty of time to make something happen here. Right, and excited to see Maya on boulder number 3, actually. This definitely is more of her style. She's a very powerful climber. And Mina Kanan with the top on boulder number 4 with 3 minutes left, really throwing down the gauntlet there.
Yeah, I think Mina might be our first athlete with 2 tops now in the women's field, so.
I think that may pull her ahead.
Yeah, we'll see where that ends up leaving her. And Maya making really strong work.
Absolutely, cutting feet on that crimp.
Yeah.
Manages to secure the pinch. Let's see how she does going up for the 25. Holds it. I think we may just see our first top.
Oh,
so close, but with 2.5 minutes left, if she can make it up there one more time and learn from that one attempt, then we might just see a top.
Wow,
on women's number 3. That was very impressive.
That is kind of heartbreaking. And as an athlete, when you look over the clock and you see 2.5 minutes left and you've just tried that hard on a powerful boulder, I think it'll be pretty likely that we'll see her try and rest as long as possible and just give that one last go. Because
exactly.
It is such a taxing boulder. Getting back up there again will be really difficult. But.
Right. And I believe it gives her a lot of physical recovery, getting back on a thing, but mentally knowing that clock is still winding down, and you're just like, okay, am I resting too much? Am I not? Those thoughts definitely metastasize a little bit, and gotta find the perfect balance there. But Maya's an experienced athlete. I think she'll find the right balance here.
Yeah, this is where the mind games begin.
All right, Nicholas Karolitis making some progress there, managing to snag the zone on boulder number 1.
Yeah, he's been getting to the zone and relatively easily, but just kind of struggling to find the position, getting into the finish position there. It seems like he's got his hand on the foothold, which is making it a bit challenging.
And men's number 2 is proving to be quite challenging, that last move for at least this half of the field so far. A lot of them have made it through the zone and everything. It's just that last move to the top. All right, and Ava Koptanovic there on boulder number 1. A little bit too much going on there, and it's barn doored right off, but there's still enough time to make something happen there. And Maya giving herself absolutely down to the wire, 35 seconds left.
I think this is where we're seeing her experience at play, knowing that she really doesn't need that much time to get this boulder done. It was great to see her take as much rest as possible, and hopefully has enough in the tank to get this boulder done now.
Looking solid so far.
Can definitely see her fighting.
On the pinch, let's see if she can make it happen with 10 seconds left. Hits it. And
oh my gosh, that's so awesome. That was just textbook, wasn't it?
That was incredible. And I'm not sure about this, but I don't think there is anybody that I know that does more buzzer beaters than Maya Madera. I don't think.
She's had quite a few over the years, hasn't she? Yeah, that was just everything you want to see. Kind of having a heartbreak fall earlier and then waiting. She got on the wall with maybe 35, 40 seconds left and just made it happen. And even though you could see the fatigue kind of building in her body language.
Definitely a lot of the experience at play there. You could definitely see it all. Incredible work. And there's our leaderboard right there for you. And up next we have Carly Alba on boulder number 1, and alongside her we will have Adrienne Lagasse. All right, and then of course on boulders number 3, for the women, we've got Isabella Orner, and on boulder number 4, Eva Mijares once again. And for the men, of course, Like I said, Adrian Lagasse, and then we've got Jackson Dendy back on the wall, along with Landers Gaydosh and Ethan Anderson on boulder number 4.
Carly, wow, making super fast work of this slab.
Incredible work. Oh my goodness. Carly Alba on boulder number 1, just flashing it, I believe. Yeah, first attempt.
I believe so. That's
a little confusion on where to go there, but but we're getting it.
That's exactly how you want to start your round.
Right. So. Oh yes, with a flash, especially with that information with 3 boulders, it's like, okay, flash on boulder number 1. I can't relax too much, but I can take a little bit of a breath and a sigh of relief, knowing I've got a little bit more time and a little bit more leeway on these other boulders. Of course, after Maya's top on boulder number 3 for the women, I think that that may change some attitudes, going into it a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes it's really just helpful to know that a boulder is possible. It's hard to say whether athletes will know that Maya did that boulder, but they will for sure have heard the crowd react to her top there. Just knowing that there's some exciting action going on this wall.
All right, and there we can see Ethan on the wall looking to get that top. Let's see how he does it. And there's the press. Couldn't quite get the purchase on that crimp, but he's got plenty of time. I'm sure he'll make that happen and take it down. Izzy getting the zone, having a little bit of trouble getting the match on the zone there.
Yeah, there's definitely some trickery with the feet. You can kind of use a bit of a toe hook on the bottom of that volume to make it easier, but it's a weird box to fit in.
All right, and there's Adrian Lagasse on boulder number 1, finding the press. Managing to get his foot on, but not very happy with it. It looked like his hand was kind of blocking him there.
Ethan lining up the finish on this last boulder again.
Manages to stick the crimp, and that's going to be a top for Ethan as well.
Really nice work from him. Some close attempts on those power boulders, so it's nice to see him get something done at the end of the round, because it can definitely be frustrating when you've been so close but not quite on a number of boulders.
A little close-up of Jackson Dendy over there on men's number 2. Making that coordination move look quite chill, actually.
Yeah, and we saw Jackson try a different method for this finish on his last go and look pretty close. And again, they're choosing not to use that press in the corner, but getting pretty close to the height needed to latch that finish hold.
Yeah, it just seems that right foot is very much like whipping him off of the finish hold. He's able to catch it.
Landers so close. Oh my goodness.
Landers going for a little press there. I wonder if that may be the method he chooses to go on moving forward.
Yeah.
And then Eva Miharis manages to find the zone, but couldn't quite step up high enough to get the top.
And Landers walking off stage with only 30 seconds left. I think it was going to be a big task for him to get back up there.
Absolutely.
Have a go at the finish.
And there goes Jackson once more. Yeah, that barn door just seems like a little bit too much to make that move from that position really happen. Great job to the route setter. Y'all did wonderful on that one. It just seems that move is quite forced.
Yeah, there's some spicy last moves in this round.
And there goes our leaderboard, like you said, and yeah, definitely Mina Kanan in first place so far. Ava Walsh following, along with Eva Miharis, Tate Jennings, Maya Madeir with that incredible top on boulder number 3, Romany Bell, Carly Alba, Lila Kotke, Mia Bawendi, Caroline Schmeltzkopf, Gwyneth Noller, Annika Shoemaker, Isabel Orner, Ava Koptanovich, Moxie Havorka, and DJ Ortiz. All right, and back to it. We got Nicholas Karolidis, Russian men's number 2 there, and Francesco Militari and Maya Madeir on boulders number 3 and 4. All right. A little hesitancy there, I think, from Maya on that move, but I think that she will build as it goes. I don't think it's going to be that difficult for her to get this first zone. And, of course, we got Liam Anderson to the right of Maya, and there's Francesco Militari.
And some new athletes on our first boulders.
And here we go. Before I could even talk about her, she's already topping boulder number 1. But that is Ayana Startsev. Saw her for the first time at Bridgeport. She's actually new to the States. She's only been here about 3-4 months. Just moved in with her husband and came and made a big splash at Bridgeport, winning the whole competition there. And obviously coming out right here with bouldering and just like smashing as well with a flash on boulder number 1. It's going to bode well for her.
Yeah, I believe she competed at the previous bouldering stop of the North American Cup Series and was on the podium, maybe even won there as well. So she's definitely a force to reckon with for this field. It's just been, watching her climb, it's just pure execution.
Oh yes, execution is definitely the word for sure. It's been interesting actually seeing her at these events more. As winning the events and stuff like that, there is a bit of a language barrier going on there. But fortunately, her husband's always around to translate and stuff for us. All right, and there goes Francesco. Good movement to the hold there. Just I don't think he needs to pull a little bit harder to keep it. And on boulder number 1 for the men, it looks like we got Joshua Gerhardt. Joshua, no stranger to this event either, for sure.
Yeah, Josh has some international experience as well, competing in a few bouldering World Cups last year. So hopefully he can bring some of that knowledge to this set of semifinal boulders.
I'm not sure if you saw that from Nicholas, but he was trying to go full stop on that yellow sloper pinch there.
I did see. If he can make it work, that would be great.
It'd be quite impressive, honestly.
As the athlete, it's really just up to you to figure out what method you're going to commit to. So hopefully he finds something that's going to work for him.
Absolutely. I mean, if it's me, I'm definitely doing more of that paddle, just like that. But the little redirect. But honestly, he held that for a second. I'm a believer. All right. And there goes Liam Anderson. Oh!
Wow.
Almost getting the finish there. Still has time to make it happen. Looked like his left hand was just a little bit shifted over too far to the left, so he couldn't quite push off of that no-textured sloper, but I think he's probably learned from that attempt and will probably do a much better burn in this next go.
Maya trying to make something happen on this last boulder here, even though we saw such an incredible top on the previous boulder from her.
Different style entirely, right?
Yeah, still needs to make something happen here to get a few more points on the board.
Yeah, there's still a little bit of time here, but yes, getting that zone would definitely, I'm sure, ease the mind.
Yeah.
Like having trouble figuring out that foot. But there goes Liam Anderson with that top, like we were saying before. Maya going for it one more time. Looks like she's got a little bit of time to make it happen.
Wow, that is...
Are we going to see another buzzer beater for Maya Badir? It looks like we just might. Oh, good.
Man, 2 in a round would be kind of pushing it. But that was really awesome climbing from Maya.
Absolutely. I know she's going to be kicking herself a little bit for that, but I think once she takes a look at the leaderboard, things might change a little bit. All right, and there's the leaderboard right now for the men. Landers Gaydosh, Aiden Harris, Nathan Monti, Liam Anderson, Ethan Anderson, Ami Agato, Quinn O'Franzia, Austin Oviatt, Jacob Southern, Aiden Simmons, Lucas Parker, Francesco Militari, Eric Schmiel, Jackson Dendy, Nicholas Karolidis, Joshua Gerhardt, and Adrian Lagasse. And like you were saying earlier, it is our top 8 men and women that will advance to the final later on today. That'll be at 5 p.m. So make sure you tune in for the bouldering final later today. And of course, tune in a little bit earlier. We've got our speed final happening at 2 p.m. today. So a lot of climbing action going on. Please stick with us, and we'll try and give you guys one hell of a show.
Yeah, and we're into the final, I believe, 7 athletes now. So the top qualifying athletes, and these are all athletes that really have the opportunity to shake up those upper standings in the rankings right now. And we've got Alexandra Inglaterra looking at the finish hold of Women's 1 already.
And it looks like we've got, Josh's brother Lucas Gerhardt on boulder number 1 as well.
Oh, and a top from Landers over there.
Quick work from Landers.
That'll put Landers in a really good position. He was the only person so far to do the first boulder, so now he's the only man with 2 tops. That'll probably cement him pretty well into the upper rankings.
Considering he did get the zone, I believe, on the 3 as well.
And we've got Annika working at the top of this women's 2. This is definitely something within her wheelhouse.
Looking really good there. Oh, and you know what? I think she actually had pretty good purchase of the top hold, but it looked like her left foot popped off and slipped a little bit. And I'll tell you what, I think it's part of that whole like tri-textured like hold business. I might have popped her foot a little bit too much on like some of the no textured like portions of that hold. A little surprised. And there goes Alexandra Inglaterra. There's a closer look of that foot.
Yeah, you can see her struggling to just trust it there.
And again, it's so hard to see from like a different angle, but we could see it a little bit there. That foot that they are on does bubble out, as opposed to like cut in. So they are, and it is very, very shallow. So being able to press and get like as much friction on that foot as possible is it's pretty difficult, especially without a hand to pull on.
And Luke making some stuff happen on the slab here.
Interesting method there, yeah. Oh, a little slip of the right foot. He really looked like he had that.
Yeah, that last move is, it asks a lot though. We saw Landers do it in a really controlled method by finding something to crimp on the wall over there.
Right.
But the way that Luke was lining up for it, it goes as a faster, more dynamic move, but it's just a bit riskier. So hopefully we can see him get back up there.
Good attempts from Jackson Dendy and Izzy Orner there.
We've got Annika back on the wall. Not taking the longest rest ever, but she definitely looks like she's got power in the tank.
Agreed. It does not look like she's all that much fatigued from that last attempt at all. And again, that foot just popping, kicking right off there. She still has a little bit of time to make it happen, but this is definitely, it's a strategy thing here.
Yeah, there's not that much time to rest and then still have another good go.
You know, and there goes Alexandra Inglaterra with the top on boulder number 1. I believe that was her third attempt on the boulder. But we just saw this boulder can be done in about 30-35 seconds. So let's see.
Yeah, this will be a very heroic effort from Annika. I'm sure her arms are feeling it by this point, but I believe in her. I think she can fight through it.
I'm wondering, actually, too, I would imagine that as a veteran, knowing the angles of this wall, and the direction you're going in the semifinal, you think maybe she was thinking, oh well, I've got a slab next and probably won't be as powerful. I can maybe give this one more burn and see if I can get it before giving this a go.
Yeah, potentially. Though I think there's just always an element of not holding back.
Right, yeah. competitors got to compete for sure.
Especially if you've only got 3 boulders like the women do now in this round. You just have to leave it out there on every single one because each one counts so much.
Absolutely. And up next on boulders number 1, we've got, veterans Helen Gillette and Joe Goodacre.
Yeah, these athletes I think will be really fun to watch in the semifinal. They've both been in a lot of finals. They know what it's like, what it takes to get there. So let's see if they can make it happen.
Yeah, and Joe is definitely a favorite of mine. Watching him out here, he's such a happy-go-lucky guy, always having a good time.
Yeah, and Helen already making quick work of that zone, looking super good on her feet.
Come on, Frankie.
Oh my goodness.
My God, Helen Gillette.
Helen showing us not only her slab ability, but also
just
her pure strength.
Pure strength, just completely stopping all momentum on, just squeezing the hell out of that no textured, all just stopping on it completely.
Yeah.
No slippage or anything.
Helen just has come back from 2 World Cups in Europe. So she's definitely in form right now to be at this bouldering final, and that was a great start to her round. I hope we can see more from her.
Yeah, safe to say she's learned quite a bit from her experience there, and is definitely using that to her advantage here.
Yeah. And Ava fighting really well on that women's 3, losing the feet, but still managing to hold it. I think to climb that boulder efficiently, you definitely want to be able to keep your feet on, but it's impressive to see some of the athletes hold that foot cut.
All right, and there goes Joe again, using the crimp over here to try and push out. Or I guess it's more of a foot jib. It doesn't seem all that crimpy. It's a little slopey, in fact, right?
Yeah, it's definitely not the most positive. I think Joe maybe has the wingspan to make that move work. I know we saw some of our athletes try it, and it just looked a bit far to get back to that palm in the corner there. But it'll be interesting to see if he sticks with that method.
And there's Nicholas Karolitis over there on boulder number 3. Give a little rest, a little water.
Come on.
We are at elevation here, so especially if we're not from the area, like myself, you definitely feel it.
Yeah, and it's smart to take some breaks on the steeper, more powerful boulders. On the right side with our 4th boulders, we're definitely seeing more of the athletes just kind of throw themselves at it over and over again because it's a learned movement, and the more you can try it, the better in some cases. But on these middle steeper panels, if you're not letting yourself rest, it's going to be hard to make anything happen.
Come on.
Well, in addition to it, of course, being the last boulder, you got to just give it all you got. It's
and Francesco lining up for the finish on this 4th boulder.
Makes it work, gets the crimp.
So close.
Had the press and everything, but I think he was pushing out just a little bit too far and spat him off. But he's got plenty of time to give it another go and hopefully get that top.
You got this, Frankie.
All right, and it looks like Joshua Gerhardt
getting up there on men's 2.
He was pretty close on that last attempt. He's got the foot already on, and
oh my goodness,
we've got our first top on men's number 2. That has got to feel really, really good for Joshua Gerhardt. And we've got some very enthusiastic folks right behind us for that. But yeah, that is one of these things that I absolutely love about this event. And the crowd is already starting to build a little bit more for the semifinal. But come to the final for GoPro and the Vail bouldering, it is just one of the most spectacular visuals that I get to see at any of these bouldering events. The crowd is just so hype. You get a lot of people from just Gear Town and maybe doing other things like Dock Dogs or slacklining or whatever that just pass by and are just what is going on here? And it's okay, there's a crowd forming. Maybe I stop for a bit and see what this whole bouldering thing's about. And we get some new fans out of it. Love to see it.
Yeah, it's great. It's definitely something that we consider as route setters too, knowing that we're more likely to have people watching this competition who don't really know what climbing is. So just trying to make it look exciting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think you guys have done a wonderful job accomplishing that. And there we go. The men's leaderboard: Landers Gaydosh, Aiden Harris, Nathan Monti, Liam Anderson, Ethan Anderson, Ami Agado, Quinn Ofrancia, Francesco Militari. They're top 8 so far, but we still got a little ways to go. Followed by Austin Oviatt, Jacob Southern, Aiden Simmons, Lucas Parker, Joshua Gerhardt, Jackson Dendy, Eric Schmiel, Nicholas Karolitis, Adrian Lagasse, Lucas Gerhardt, and Joe Goodeker.
Yeah, and we saw Francesco with
There's that crowd, folks. There.
a top on that last boulder at the end of that round. But right now it's a bit of an attempts game for some of those folks. It seems like the guys are really going to need a second top to cement a spot in the finals, and then after that, it'll be a bit up for grabs.
All right, and on boulder number 2, we've got Lucas Gerhardt. Now let's see if he can follow suit and top just like his brother. And of course, on boulder number 1, we are getting near the end and almost have all our athletes out here, but we got Jojo Chi on women's number 1 and Simon Hibbler on men's number 1. Jojo already managing to find her way to the zone.
Definitely known for her slab skills.
And there we have Annika Shoemaker taking a look at boulder number 4. Yep, Jojo Chi with the flash of women's number 1. That's got to feel good. And here we have Simon Hibbler taking a good look.
One of the taller competitors, so there's always a chance that we could see Simon do a different beta to get through something.
And it looks like we did have a flash on men's 4 as well. From Jackson Dendy, good work from him.
Yeah, and that flash is super important right now, just because the attempts are proving to be really important in the men's field, so that's really great work from Jackson.
Oh my goodness, Adrian Lagasse making his way up. And just, I could see that foot sliding a little bit off of that thing. And Annika Shoemaker. Wow, incredible work from Annika Shoemaker, popping it up and managing to stick the finish along with that heel hook, just stopping all that momentum. Good work.
Yeah, just 3 attempts on that boulder. That's really awesome. It's definitely one that can burn attempts because it's such a learned movement. So great to see her make quick work of it. That moves her up into second place for now.
Simon as well, making pretty good time here. Managed to get the zone on boulder number 1. He is on the taller side, so yeah, like you said, I'm thinking if he can manage to get his foot out there and get the press, it should be a little bit easier for him to reach out to the finish on boulder number 1. Yep, and Lucas taking a good rest here on boulder number 2. Absolutely necessary at this elevation, and just like the pure physicality of the boulder, it's definitely something they're going to need to do, especially knowing he's got another one to go.
Yeah, Adrian doing the same after a close attempt on men's 3.
He's got his little fan out there, keeping his hands dry.
Simon finding some balance on the slab. He's gonna have to find a way to maybe swap his feet, but losing the balance there.
Yeah, it's gonna need that right foot like on one of those feet over the pocket to just make sure you can get that left foot up and press over to the left.
Still only one of the few athletes that we've seen get the zone on this boulder though, so.
That's right.
Definitely good to start with those points on the board.
All right, and there goes Lucas Gerhardt. I think feeling it a little bit more now. 30 seconds left, and that's going to do it for Lucas.
And Carly making something happen on this women's power boulder.
I would say only a couple of attempts from Carly. I was actually wondering if anybody was on that boulder for a second.
She was definitely resting but then just not quite finding what she wanted to do up there.
Did find the zone.
And Adrian's so close on that last move. I've seen a few guys get up there now, and every time it's just looking really taxing. They kind of come off looking a little bit defeated, but great work from Adrian.
Absolutely. And there's our women's leaderboard right now. Still, we got Mina Kanan in first, followed by Annika Shoemaker, Ava Walsh, Eva Miharis, Tate Jennings, Maya Madare, Carly Alba, Romani Bell, Jojo Chi, Helen Gillette, Ayana Startsev, Lila Kotke, Alexandra Inglaterra, Mia Bowendi, Caroline Schmeltkopf, Ava Koftanovich, Gwyneth Noller, Moxie Havorka, Izzy Orner, and DJ Ortiz, with only 4 more athletes to come out and give it their all on these 4 boulders. Yes, on women's number 1, of course, we've got Yelia Southern, and on boulder number 1 for the men, Leo Santoprete. Hope I'm saying that correct. I'm going to have to double check that with him a little later.
I think that means we have 2 sets of siblings in this semifinal, which is really fun. We saw Yelia's brother Jacob earlier on.
That's right. That's right. And yeah, that's right. We've got them, and then we've got the Gerhardts as well.
Yeah. Oh, nice. And Yelia flashing the zone on the first boulder.
Quick work there. Oh, and loses it. You can see the frustration a little bit there as she was coming down, just putting her hands on her head, just like, why?
And we've got Iana trying to figure something out on women's 3. Making quick work of the zone.
Interesting method, just trying to shoot up for the crimp like that instead of, I don't know, maybe just hiking the feet up higher and getting a little more control.
I'd say it would be pretty heroic to stick it like that, but I'd love to see it.
Exactly, yeah. No, I think she's certainly strong enough, I think, to potentially pull it off. We'll see if it's the right move.
Really nice work from Ava. Some very fancy footwork crossing through to stick that zone.
Yeah, doing that very quick.
For the finish.
Well, that's good. She's learned the move like pretty quickly, so just figuring out the finish should not be too difficult. And there goes Nicholas Karolidis on boulder number 4, shooting up for that last move. And sticks 25, and there goes the match. And that's going to be a top for Nicholas Karolidis on boulder number 4. It's looking quite necessary to top boulder number 4 for the men in order to actually make it to this final today.
Ava getting close again up there. She's definitely learning and improving from her attempts.
Looked like she got a little more purchase on that finish crimp as well. So
yeah,
it's definitely getting closer.
And Yelia getting close on that finish move again on women's 1.
All right, and there go. Nobody's on the wall quite yet, just a little rest, a little brushing going on from Ayana. All right, and good stuff.
For me, motivation comes from the chance to go faster and faster. I find speed pretty addicting.
You don't get a fire in your belly with a boring breakfast. You gotta light that sucker up with the good stuff. Kodiak stuff. Whole grains and a whole lot of protein stuff. Eating hearty sets the table for epic days ahead. Dig in and you'll see. It's wild what you and a real Kodiak breakfast can do. Proud sponsor of USA Climbing.
Out here. We play different. We don't play with whistles or referees. We play with adrenaline and euphoria. We play roughhouse with failure. We don't play games out here.
The power of we is all for one. It's all for you. It's always there for you. It completes your circle. It says you've got a team even when you're out there alone. And with Intermountain help in your circle, you'll always have the care you need to live the healthiest life possible. That's the power of we. Intermountain Health.
All right, hello and welcome back. We've got Isaac, Leff, and Nora Chi on boulder number 1. Right now, there's Isaac there on the left of your screen, and then over there to the right on men's number 3, you've got, looks like Lucas Gerhardt. And of course, we've got Alexandra Inglaterra on women's number 3. Very strong. Let's see how she ends up handling number 3 here and the physicality of it all. And looks like we got Adrian Lagasse on boulder number 4, gearing up for that last move. Let's see how he handles it.
Oh, wow.
Going with the left hand. Oh, sneaky.
Very nice work. Yeah, that was...
I would not have guessed he was going to do that, honestly, with how his hands were positioned, but glad he got the top there.
Yeah. We haven't seen too many of the men flash that last move. It's often been taking them more than one attempt, so cool to see him make really quick work there.
So that'll definitely be something beneficial for him later on with the scores. Oh, and Carly Alba.
Exploding to that finish hold and almost making it work.
Just getting to the zone very early on that, like on women's number 4, it seems to be boding pretty well for them, though.
Wow, and we saw Simon Hibbler getting pretty close to making a big span work to that finish hold.
Yeah, might just see another top here on men's number 2 with that. There goes Isaac Leff on men's number 1. Let's see if he can make this work here. Proving to be very difficult just to, establish and get out of, just move into the start of boulder number 1.
Yeah, that foothold that they're moving over is one that can feel pretty good, and then all of a sudden your next attempt, it just doesn't feel good anymore, and it's a little hard to understand why. I think it's just in part because it's really small, and so if your rubber warms up or your toes get a little bit tired, it just becomes a lot more difficult.
Yeah, if there's any give, whatsoever. So, yeah, I mean, and that's what we were saying a little earlier, sometimes a stiffer shoe might just help, aid you in that. Alexandra really pushing out to the left there. I feel like if she can go a little more in and up, she'll have no problem sticking that move.
And we just saw Luke conversing a bit with the judges. I wonder if he was making sure that he got zone. It seems like he's trying to secure zone and then
worry about the rest here in a minute, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Nora Chi. And of course, Simon Hibbler on boulder number 2 once again.
And Carly lining up that finish move on the last boulder. Oh, and so close.
She still has time.
She's been really consistent on that first coordination. which is great to have more attempts on that last move. Hopefully she's figured out the information she needs to make it happen now.
Yep, and there goes Alexandra.
Yeah, you can see her making good use of her feet there, but not quite able to make it to that crimp.
Yeah, just kind of missed it to the left a little bit there. It looked like she kind of had the height, but not just didn't quite aim correctly. And here we go, Simon Hibbler, which looking like his last attempt here. Let's see if he can use that span to his advantage. Almost does it. Oh my goodness. But again, nothing to control the foot, like in the barn door.
Almost buzzer beater there. That's a tough one when you've made it to the finish move every attempt for the whole round. It's
right, yeah. It's
hard to walk away empty-handed.
And there's a quick look at our leaderboard here. I won't bore you like naming all the names off, but we've got 2 more athletes to come out, Paloma Slowick and Lucy Duncan. And here comes Paloma right now, running over to boulder number 1, along with Austin Hoyt. Austin's been doing these competitions for a long while. I'd never seen him like quite so high in coming out in the semifinal. Like it's really impressive to see.
Yeah, Austin's really known for his outdoor climbing abilities, but comp climbing often asks for a more well-rounded athlete, and he absolutely proved that he is that during the qualifier. So hopefully he can continue with that streak during the semifinal round.
Certainly is looks like the training like that is very much paying off. I know he's really psyched to be here.
Yeah, and before she even gets climbing, we can see Paloma swapping shoes there, I'm not sure what decision she went with, but just trying to find the ideal shoe for this slab.
There's certainly a lot of experience from Paloma, so I think just being able to eyeball that and say, okay, no, I definitely need this shoe, a stiffer shoe, a softer shoe for this boulder, just speaks to her experience and how, why she's here in the semifinal right now and has a really good shot at making the final.
Yeah.
All right, Josh Gerhardt.
A little bit too much juice on that attempt from Paloma.
Josh Gerhardt finishing up his round with a top.
That is an incredible round from Josh Gerhardt with the only top so far on men's number 2.
Yeah, I believe that now Josh and Landers are the only 2 with 2 tops, so that almost certainly will put them into the final, barring any appeals.
All right, and there is Joe Goodacre. On boulder number 3, manages to get the zone, but that move going out to the side pole and getting the compression is proving to be pretty difficult. Some are getting it easier than others, but certainly is a hard move, I think, regardless.
Paloma with a top on boulder 1.
Little smile from Paloma there. She's pretty psyched on that top, as she should be. Oh, and I think y'all can actually hear Iana's husband right there, cheering her on. Still lots of time. Did figure out the move to the zone. There's seems to be quite a bit of finesse just getting to that finish, just the right amount of power, before, otherwise too much, you blow right off of it, too little, you don't even touch it.
Yeah, and we've seen some people do that finish move on their first attempt, and then others get up there a number of times and not quite able to figure it out. So it definitely provides quite a challenge. It's more about accuracy. Has certainly learned the movement there. Going right hand, I don't think we've seen that so far. Making it work. Really nice work from Iana. I think that means she'll have 2 tops. That seems to be similar to the men, that having 2 tops will kind of cement your place in the final.
And there goes Austin Hoyt, not getting enough pressure on that left foot. We'll have to stand up into the 10.
And we've got Helen pulling on women's 3. She's managed to secure the zone a few times, but hasn't really found a method getting past it, but she's definitely physically capable of getting this boulder done.
Joe as well managed to find the compression there. Let's see how he can make this guy work. Oh my goodness.
goodness, we've seen so many close attempts on this
That
men's third boulder.
That may be the closest one I think
Yeah.
we've seen so far. Incredible work from Joe. Looking a little tired. 45 seconds. I think he's got some decisions to make here.
Yes. And you always want to see every boulder get done. This is the last boulder we've yet to see a top on, so it would be really awesome if Joe could make that happen.
Well, no pressure, Joe. No pressure, Joe.
Yeah, I think he's deciding to save it for the last boulder.
Fair enough.
Helen's gonna
20 seconds
Pull
to
on,
make
give
that
it one
happen.
last
Let's
effort.
see it.
I think honestly the last second attempts on power boulders are some of my favorite because it just really shows grit. And
Absolutely. And for that heel, let's see if she can. Maybe locked off a little bit too hard on that to make any movement happen, but still, I love seeing her smile after that.
yeah, she still has some really good scores on the board. She flashed the first boulder and flashed to zone there. And so having low attempts in a hard round like this can really boost your score.
And here is our leaderboard right now and our final climbers in this semi-final. Adam Shahar and Lucy Duncan. You know, and I've been doing this like for a minute now, and it, like we said earlier, it is always like super fun to see new names and stuff come in. I could not tell you how surprised I was to see. I was like, who is Lucy Duncan? I've never heard of her like yet, and like just talking with some other athletes and stuff, they're like, oh yeah, no, she's young, she's coming up on the scene, and she is all that and then some. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, she made finals at Youth Worlds for bouldering last summer. So she's already familiar with the international stage and competed in the elite national team trial process this year. So she's had a taste of what it's like to be on the stage. Definitely has the ability to.
And true to form, just already flashing.
No, but we actually saw her not go to the right finish hold.
Oh, no, that. So she'll definitely, hopefully, get that move again. But I think that speaks to maybe the experience level.
Yeah, it's definitely a really, really strong climber, but young and new to this scene and making a little bit of an error there. But honestly, it's one that a lot of athletes have made at least once in their climbing career. So
of course,
hopefully she'll learn from that and not have to do that again. And JoJo working on the steep boulder here.
Yep, making the tent. Yep, getting the zone hold right there, and snagging the crimp. Oh, a little cut on the pinch there. It looks like it slipped right off, and there's the top for Lucy Duncan.
She'll definitely be a little annoyed at herself there, but she was able to execute on that, make it look like it was no problem at all to run it again.
Yeah, excited to see what she pulls off on the next two boulders. And there goes Adam Shahar. He's recently had a pretty good stint on the World Cup scene as well, right?
Yeah, I honestly can't remember what his season was looking like, but he's an athlete who's been really well-rounded, both indoors and outdoors. I think that athletes who can climb really hard outdoors just also bring a different strength element. And Alex making the top of women's 4 work.
Great top from Alexandra there. And of course we've got Simon Hibbler to the left of that, making the zone work. I think he can definitely maybe use his height to his advantage, but I do know he's also been having some wrist issues, and I'm thinking that is definitely affecting him, and that's why he's walking away right now. Yeah, just grabbing onto that left sloper with the wrist as it is. I'm sure that is just not something he wants to risk right now. Isaac left.
So close.
I think seeing that face, I think he has figured it out, though. I think he's going to maybe give himself a little bit more time to rest so he can execute that as perfectly as he can.
Yeah, it was really fun seeing that angle of Isaac eyeing up the finish hold there. And we also just saw JoJo get all the way up there on the women's 3 again, but just unable to figure out her method getting to that pinch.
Yeah, she is on the shorter side. It seems like some of the other athletes we've seen have been able to like kind of keep their feet on while going to the pinch. Yeah, it does not seem like that's going to be like a method that JoJo might be able to pull off, but we'll see. She's very, very strong, though. I know she can hold that pinch if she just finds the right spot. And Adam Shahar was using the crimp before, swapped it out. Let's see if there is enough time to get a zone over here for him. Isaac left, leaving himself plenty of time to really line up this shot and get this done. Let's see if we can see another top here on men's number 2. And there it is. Isaac left.
That boulder just provides such a show. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, and almost a top from JoJo too.
She did manage to find that pinch and get up there, so that was pretty cool from JoJo. Just no top from her, but valiant effort nonetheless. Love seeing Isaac at these comps too. He is another one of my absolute favorites just to watch. Just he's having such a good time, and you can just see that. It's obvious.
Yeah, I love watching an athlete top a boulder when there's an element of surprise from them too. Like, oh my God, did I really just do that?
And here is the leaderboard as it stands. We still got some things going on, so things could definitely shift here, but preliminarily it looks like Iana Startsev, Alexandra Inglaterra, Mina Kanan, Carly Alba, Annika Shoemaker, Ava Walsh, Eva Miharis, and Tate Jennings will be moving on to the final. Of course, unless some of these other athletes here like bump them out. Helen was still pretty close, just right on the outside of that cut line, so if she makes something happen here.
Yeah, already looking positive on that.
All
Austin
right.
flashing the coordination on men's 2 already.
All right, just figuring out the setup here. Finds the right hand. Let's see if he can manage to keep it. Looked like his toe was kind of maybe more naturally, subconsciously starting to twist. I think if he puts a little bit more focus on that toe, he might just be able to stick that. Maybe we see another top on men's number 2. All right, and then we got Leo Santopret. Really hope I'm saying that right, but on men's number 3. Interesting going for the left hand first before the zone on number 3. Let's see if he continues that method or not. And of course, Yelia Southern on women's number 3, making it to the zone pretty quickly. Loses the foot, but finds it again.
And Helen almost finding the top on women's 4.
All right, and Joe Goodacre on men's number 4. Quick work from Joe there, and that's going to be a top on men's number 4 for Joe. Austin with a much better burn. Looks like he caught a lot of the finish there, but didn't quite have the toe on. So we'll see if he makes that adjustment.
Yeah, he really has no hesitation up there, which is great, but also sometimes I think you might need to take just a second more to make sure you're really in the right position. But I feel like those last 2 attempts will have definitely taught him something. And hopefully he can put it together. 2 minutes left on the clock.
All right, good angles here. We've got Helen Gillette on boulder number 4 once again. A little under 2 minutes left. Sticks the zone once more. Let's see if she can get this top right here. And nails it, sticks the heel, and that's going to be another top from Helen Gillette.
And that moves Helen into 2nd place for now, so pretty likely to see her in the final. Again, the only reason we don't know for sure is that there will be a window for appeals if an athlete disagrees with any of the scores, there's a possibility that they can change.
Yelia
looking
switching it
so
up.
strong up there, but
Yeah.
just not quite having the power. Really showing how impressive it was from Maya getting that boulder done.
Truly, like especially with no time to spare too. Incredible work.
Even though Maya is our only top on that boulder so far, though, we won't see her in the finals. So that just, it goes to show that you really have to be well-rounded and
right, be able to get the points on like on every
on
style.
all the styles, yeah. And unfortunately, again, only having 3 boulders just makes it that much more brutal. Maya was able to get the zone on the other 2 boulders, but just had too many attempts. And when you only have 3 boulders, I think those little mistakes add up so much faster.
Right, she might, yeah, and that's honest. And knowing her and her style and how powerful she is, like she might be a little annoyed that boulder number 2 was taken away. But
yeah,
as so it goes. Like this is not the first time like we've had to like scrap a boulder just due to safety. So and these athletes are aware that anything can happen at any of these events here. All right, and we're going to take it to a quick commercial break, and then we're going to finish out the semifinal.
For me, motivation comes from the chance to go faster and faster. I find speed pretty addicting.
You don't get a fire in your belly with a boring breakfast. You gotta light that sucker up with the good stuff. Kodiak stuff. Whole grains and a whole lot of protein stuff. Eating hearty sets the table for epic days ahead. Dig in and you'll see. It's wild what you and a real Kodiak breakfast can do. Proud sponsor of USA Climbing.
Out here. We play different. We don't play with whistles or referees. We play with adrenaline and euphoria. We play roughhouse with failure. We don't play games out here.
The power of we is all for one. It's all for you. It's always there for you. It completes your circle. It says you've got a team even when you're out there alone. And with Intermountain Health in your circle, you'll always have the care you need to live the healthiest life possible. That's the power of we. Intermountain Health.
And right there, I'm sure everyone just saw that, the top from Adam Shahar on boulder number 2. That's going to be huge for his score moving forward and moving on into the final today. All right, did have to let Quinn Mason go. She is like one of the route setters, and of course, right after this event is done, she's going to have to go like into the back, like start like grabbing holds for our final 2 nights. So want to thank Quinn once more for joining us here in the booth. And now we can finish up this semifinal here today. Isaac Leff, we saw just moments ago, top of the boulder number 2 as well. So that puts him in really great standing to make this final today. And JoJo Chi managed to make the zone, but just trying to figure out, like, pushing up to the top. And there goes Isaac Leff once more on men's 3. Finds a little, interesting, finds a little toe hook, but not sure if he's able to generate off of that to make that happen. I'm loving the toe with the left, but perhaps push off the volume if there's enough purchase on it. We'll see what he opts to do. All right, and then on women's number 3, we've got Nora Chi there. JoJo pushing up for the top. Managed to touch a little bit of the edge there. I think she can get it if she stands up a little higher. And then there's Nora Chi just blasting her way through women's number 3 here. Let's see if she can keep that foot to stick the pinch. She can. And now we've got all 3 athletes on the wall right now. Didn't quite get behind that sloper enough. With only 20 seconds left, I think that's going to do it for Nora Chi. But JoJo going right hand, a little coordinated effort there, just going right hand and sticking the right heel at the same exact time. And before that momentum spit her off to the right, she was able to match it and get that top. Impressive work from JoJo Chi. And there you go. We have our leaderboard right there for you folks. There's still some time here. I mean, as we can see, Isaac Leff, like, with the zone and the top, like on men's number 2 and like I believe the zone on men's number 1. He's still got the last boulder left to do, so he could just shoot up in the rankings there. So, you know, take a look at those, but, you know, take them with a grain of salt for now. As you can see, we're dwindling down. The left side is starting to get completely done. I believe we are done with boulders number 1 and 2, and all that's left is women's 3, men's 3, women's 4, and men's 4. There we go, and we've got Yelia Southern on women's 4, and then Paloma Slowick on women's 3. All right, there's Austin Hoyt, giving it a little tumble on men's number 3 there. Do love seeing him climb, though. He definitely goes full tilt when it, like at these events, and it's rare and lovely to see people going that hard. Yelia Southern, little foot switch, big push. Good effort from Yelia there. It looks like I'm thinking she's going to need to go down a little bit before going up to get a little bit more power into that move and make sure she gets her fingers over the good part of the crimp. And there goes Paloma on women's number 3. Oh, found the zone, was, I think, fumbled with the feet just a little bit there. And Austin Hoyt, oh my goodness, with the compression. Let's see if he can manage to stick this finish move here. It would be really awesome to see one top on the men's number 3. And that foot slipped right off, couldn't quite get it. You know, from the route setters, that is just wow, that is absolutely perfect. Just turning that foot over to the side like that, giving a little bit of texture, a little bit of hope, but not a lot. I believe Leo Santaprete with the top on men's 4. Good form from him, and here we are back on Paloma Slowick. Secures that heel a lot better this time around. Able to keep the foot, goes for a little toe. Sticks the pinch, but with the foot cut, peels her right off. Still 2 minutes left. She still has some time to make something happen there. Yelia Southern stopping on the yellow super as opposed to popping over to the zone. Interesting. I think she's the only one to have done that so far. And like I said, if she can get a little bit more of a pop instead of a lock off here. Little slip of the left foot. Still lots of time for her to make something happen here. And there we go. There's our line. Paloma Slowick, Austin Hoyt, and a Yelia Southern. All right, and with just over a minute left, we got Austin Hoyt back on the wall. Still a little time, just 1 minute remaining. Couldn't push off the foot quite as much there. Maybe he needs a little bit more rest. Let's see. All right, Paloma Slowick. There's technically enough time for her to get back on, but you know, it's a very physical boulder. This is where the strategy is definitely having to come into play. She already has the zone, so let's see if she can make that happen. Austin Hoyt getting the press. Let's see if he can stick the foot and make it happen. Oh, so close from Austin Hoyt. One of the closer attempts we've seen on boulder number 3 for the men. And there goes Paloma one more time. Just running out of juice there. And Yelia Southern. Oh, letting out a little yelp too. Oh, I know she's definitely a little frustrated with that. Can't feel great to like hit the last hold so many times and not be able to quite stick it. I feel for her for sure. All right, folks, and again, we're on our last few athletes here. On women's number 3 and 4, we've got Lucy Duncan and Nora Chi. And of course, on men's number 3 and 4, we've got Adam Shahar and Isaac Leff. Fun to see Isaac Leff and Adam Shahar twinning out here wearing the same shirt. Yep, able to top the same boulders like so far. It's good buddies, those two. All right, Isaac Leff. Looks like they called him off. Maybe he just didn't quite start it correctly. He's able to make. I'm sure he's able to make that move once again, though. So let's see. Definitely securing that he has that foot down there, securing all 4 points before starting the boulder. And there he's off again, getting the move to the zone. And who knows, we might just see our first top here. Oh, goodness. Just trying to figure out exactly where to put that right foot. Let's see how he goes. Adam Shahar gets above the volume there, maybe a little bit too much, in fact. But with 3:30 remaining, we might just see something happen on boulder number 3. There goes Lucy Duncan shooting out for the pinch there. A little bit too much. I think if she figures out how to keep her feet on for that move, make it a little bit more of a static movement, then we might be able to see another top from Lucy Duncan here. And there goes Isaac Leff with the quick top on boulder number 4. And that's going to be 2 tops for Isaac Leff. And that's going to place him in 2nd place. So all it's taken right now is 2 tops to make it in the top 3. And there goes Nora Chi, sticking the zone, relative ease. Let's see if she can go down and up into the finish crimp. Made it happen. Definitely got a little purchase there, but the heel didn't quite make it onto the zone hold. I'm sure she could do, if she executes that again with 2 minutes left, there's no doubt in my mind she can make that happen. But this is, I'm mean, that is the nature of these comps. Definitely stressful like events with the elevation and everything else. We don't really know how these athletes are always feeling in the moment. But Nora is definitely no stranger to these competitions, so we'll see. Adam Shahar, my goodness, getting so close, able to press underneath the volume, grabbing the shoulder a little bit. That's definitely gonna irk the shoulder quite a bit there. He's got time to make it happen, go for one more. Let's see if Lucy can get this pinch. Still opting for the pop and the cut there. I'm not sure that's going to be the way to go. But certainly has the zone secured very quickly on that, on women's number 3. So it's going to come down to women's number 4 for Lucy. Unless she can top it right here in the next minute. All right, Nora G with 53 seconds left. Lots of time to make that happen, even enough for another attempt if she falls here. But let's see. A little better, but still lots of time, 40 seconds to make something happen. Adam Shahar getting so close. He's got one hand on. Will we see a top on men's 3? I really hope so. Let's see it from Adam Shahar. Not quite. Don't think that's going to be enough time to make that happen. Yep, Adam Shahar calling it. Lucy Duncan with a valiant effort on women's number 3, helicoptering out of that hold. And Nora Chi, still plenty of time to make something happen here. Let's see. Oh, misses the crimp. That is going to be a big deal. Like, unfortunately, not getting the top on women's number 4 there. Seems like it is very necessary in order to make it into the top 8 here. And there is our leaderboard so far. We still have 2 climbers remaining. So we've got this last set on women's number 4 and men's number 4, and then we will have to welcome out once more Adam Shahar and Lucy Duncan. See what they give us on boulder number 4. But right now we've got Austin Hoyt and Paloma Slowick. 4:30 remaining. Let's see what happens here. All right, Austin going for it again. Getting a little bit more purchase there. I'm not sure if maybe height is an issue here for him a little bit. He's going to need to get a little bit more purchase into the yellow and maybe kick his right foot out just a smidge more to make sure he gets underneath that turquoise sloper. Having some difficulties with this yellow, little yellow sloper. And here goes Paloma Slowick, getting established. Able to move the hands, but the feet didn't quite follow. Trying something a little different, Austin Hoyt. And there goes Paloma sticking the zone. Austin Hoyt getting, I think it's as close as he's gotten so far to getting the turquoise undercling. And Paloma on the taller side. Hopefully, don't think she's going to need to jump or do anything too crazy to get stick this finish move. And there goes Austin Hoyt. Oh, it'd be so cool seeing a double send here. Oh, and it looks like Austin is going to get the top on boulder number 4. Great work from Austin Hoyt. And Paloma still got plenty of time to make that happen. definitely able to touch the top. Hopefully she can get a little bit more purchase on it on this next attempt. All right, yeah, and she did end up learning the move here, but it's definitely low percentage. Just because you get it once doesn't mean doesn't guarantee that you're going to get that move to the zone again. Well, it's certainly possible. So let's see, with 1:30 remaining, Paloma Slowick on boulder number 4, letting out of breath. Kicks the right foot, little stumble on the super. All right, and Paloma with 50 seconds remaining, little shakeout, little reset mentally. Let's see if she can make it happen here. Gets the zone. Still lots of time. Paloma chalking up. Eye of the tiger here. Let's see if she can pull it off. Left foot on. Pushing down, going up. Sticks the heel. And with 18 seconds remaining, yes. Well-deserved celebration from Paloma Slowick there, getting the top on boulder number 4. That's going to be huge moving forward. I believe that does put her up there. That's right, and that just that move, that top alone, put Paloma in 3rd place. So we will definitely see her in the final. And there is our leaderboard for the men. They're pretty secured right now. However, we still have Adam Shahar here, and he could certainly push potentially Aiden Harris out of the final here, depending on what he does. Yeah, so Adam Shahar is currently in 19th place. However, you can see the separation from the leaderboard. Like, the points are definitely shoot you up. So if he can get the top here, he will certainly be moving on to the final. Just pushing out Aiden Harris. And he's got the zone so far, so that's going to be huge already. Lucy Duncan learning the coordination move to the zone here, and here we go, Adam Shahar pushing for the finish. Let's see how he does. All right, and quick and easy work from Adam Shahar. That's going to be a top, and we will definitely be seeing him in tonight's final. That's going to do it for the men, barring any appeals, of course. But we still have Lucy Duncan on the wall. This is going to be a big one for Lucy as well. As of right now, she's sitting in 13th, a little outside the cut line for the final. But still plenty of time to make this happen. Sticks the zone. And I think with that alone, she does secure a position in the final. But just to double check and make sure, we've got the top from Lucy Duncan, and that is for sure going to solidify her position in the final. Yeah, so let's take a quick look at these leaderboards real quick. So it looks like we have Ayana Startsev, Helen Gillette, Lucy Duncan, Paloma Slowick, Jojo Chi, Alexandra Inglaterra, Mina Kanan, and Carly Alba moving on to our final. And great work from all of our other semifinalists here. And then for our men, we've got Landers Gaydosh taking the lead with impressive work with 69.8 points. And then we've got Adam Shahar, Isaac Leff, Joshua Gerhardt, Simon Hibbler, Lucas Gerhardt, Jackson Dendy, and Joe Goodacre climbing in our final today. Oh, well, folks, yeah, what a fantastic semifinal. Like, a lot of interesting things happened. We had to pull a boulder, lots of craziness happening with the men's second. Love to see it. Absolutely wonderful. So so we're going to thank quickly our hold sponsors. That's going to be 360, Artline, Blocks, Blue Pill, Cheetah, EP, Expression, Flathold, Rock City, Simple, Squadra, Super, Technic, and Vesi Holds. So shout out to our climbing hold partners right there. Folks, we have our speed final happening at 2 p.m. So please come back, join me, and we will go to our quick commercial break, and we'll see you at 2. See you later.
For me, motivation comes from the chance to go faster and faster. I find speed pretty addicting.
You don't get a fire in your belly with a boring breakfast. You gotta light that sucker up with the good stuff. Kodiak stuff. Whole grains and a whole lot of protein stuff. Eating hearty sets the table for epic days ahead. Dig in and you'll see. It's wild what you and a real Kodiak breakfast can do. Proud sponsor of USA Climbing.
Out here. We play different. We don't play with whistles or referees. We play with adrenaline and euphoria. We play roughhouse with failure. We don't play games out here.
The power of we is all for one. It's all for you. It's always there for you. It completes your circle. It says you've got a team even when you're out there alone. And with Intermountain Health in your circle, you'll always have the care you need to live the healthiest life possible. That's the power of we. Intermountain Health.